It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. What does he do with the reins? Something that rains down in Africa. Does the rain. What is he doing with the reins? I, I touch the reins. There's a misheard lyric right there for you on this Friday. Hi, how are you? So, oh my gosh, so much has happened within the last 48 hours. I just did a video that's going to be going up in a few minutes about the whole affair at Gillette Stadium that was brought out into the open. And I don't mean to smile about it because it's terrible. I mean, it's horrible. But everybody's talking about it and it's fascinating how it was discovered. So go ahead. I'll be putting that video up in just a few minutes anyway. Hi, everybody. For those of you who are new, my name is Kiki, and my husband and I have this radio station. Let me adjust my camera a little bit so you can see it. It's called Kiki.fm. It's a free online radio station. Stop. What's free anymore? Nothing. Nothing's free unless you steal it. And you shouldn't be doing that because that's not nice and it's illegal. So go ahead and download the app to Kiki.fm and also subscribe to the channel just cuz and hit the like button if you like this because YouTube likes that you like it. And if YouTube thinks that you like it, then they'll allow me to come back, which would be really fun because this is my therapy and I appreciate it. Thank you. Hi. So much to talk about. And, here we are in Rhode Island. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who do know, I live in Rhode Island and it's like kind of a fallish day today. Stop. I know we had this massive heat wave all week. I mean, sweating. And I'm not really a sweater, but I have been sweating in places that I didn't even know I sweat or could sweat, and it's been hot, but I love it. I'm not complaining because I'm all about the summer, girl. And today it's a beautiful, I don't want to say crisp. However, the word crisp entered my being this morning because when I walked to Louis at like 5 a.m., it was crisp, and I couldn't believe it because every other morning I've been going outside and I'm like, like you go outside and just the massive amount of humidity and that heaviness in the air has just been hitting me like a ton of bricks. However, not today. So Al and I are going to do something fun and I'll make a video about it. So we won't even talk about it until I see it and do it and be it. There you go. I hope you guys are having a great week. It's Friday. Can you believe we made it? We made it to Friday, and it's always a good day when you can make it to the end of the week. Why do we always look forward to Friday? And I have to tell you, I watched this video from this guy yesterday. I don't know. I can't if I figure out who it is, I'll attach it in the comments at another point in time, but he had such really good points. How the world has changed as we know it since 2020. And you know what happened in 2020? Remember that whole thing about how everything shut down? And he just made these really good points that are so true. He goes, you know what? Life seems different. And life seems like it's going by so much faster. And I'm thinking as I'm listening to this little bit under 10-minute video, and he made so many good points and so much sense. And then he was bringing up the whole you would always wake up and say, "Oh, it's Monday." Like you have this massive feeling about Monday, right? And you have this massive feeling about Friday. But it's different now, isn't it? Isn't it like Friday doesn't feel like Friday used to feel, and Monday doesn't feel like Monday used to feel. It's so weird. But I really took what this guy said to heart, and I'm like, he's right. He's totally right. Wait a minute. Can I find it? It'll take me a second. Al's fuming right now because he doesn't like when I go on my phone, but it's important. I feel like I need to let you know. All right, let's see. I go to my history. What did I see? Of course, I've been watching this affair play out online. That's been crazy. Where's this dude? I watched it yesterday. I actually listened to it, and it was very interesting. Let's see. Is it not? Oh, no. View all. I mean, I watch pretty much YouTube is my standard. Yesterday. There it is. There it is. Is he here? Oh, of course not. Oh, darn it. Come on. There it is. Okay, I found it. Dapper Dev. Let me make sure my volume's down. And let me see. The name of his channel is Dapper Dev. I'm just going to put it here. You really should watch it. Is that you, Jenny? White Wolfie? Wait a minute. Let's see. Dapper Dev at Dapper Dev. Watch this video. I mean, I think you guys would totally connect to it. What was the name of it? Oh, have you noticed how fast time seems to be going now? Have you noticed? Have you noticed how fast time seems to be going? You got because you know what? You guys will get it. Oh, wow, Jenny, you're off work today. Good for you. You go, girl. It's Friday. Even though it doesn't feel like Friday, but it kind of does feel like Friday. Yeah, watch that video. It's really good. And it just makes so much freaking sense. I'm like, I don't know how I found this video or why it popped up into my feed, but dang it. It's really good. What else is going on? Nothing. Nothing. But we have a lot in the news. So let's go ahead and get into that. This was so sad. Connie Francis passed away yesterday. Today's Friday, July 8th. Is it the 18th? The 18th, 2025. So Connie Francis actually, she passed away on the 16th, but I didn't find out about it until yesterday. It may have only been released yesterday. And the name she was born with is Conchetta Rosa Maria Franconero. And she changed her name to Connie Francis. Everybody knows who Connie Francis was. She is estimated to have sold more than 100 million records. Like, who would even think that of Connie Francis? But she was hot stuff. And in 1960, she was recognized as the most successful female recording artist in Germany, Japan, the UK, Italy, Australia, and the United States. Wow. And she became the first woman in history to reach number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 when Everybody Somebody's Fool topped the chart in 1960. She was also the first woman to achieve 3 number 1 hits on the chart among her 53 career entries. Now, I have to be careful on how I read this, but Connie Francis has a very interesting story from her past, which I did not know until just a few minutes ago when I popped this up. And there was something that happened to her in 1974, which is very bad. So if you want to dig into what happened to Connie Francis in 1974, I highly suggest you do so because I'm going to. I had no idea that she had something as terrible in her past that she did. And after event, this terrible event happened, she went into seclusion and she came out of seclusion in 1989. And she was in the Las Vegas Hilton with Dionne Warwick in 2010, and she released her autobiography called Among My Souvenirs in 2017. She retired in 2018, lived in Florida for the rest of her time, and in May of 2025, her song from 1962, Pretty Little Baby, went viral on TikTok, which just became a huge hit for her. I love that. And when they reached out to her asking her about the song, she said she had forgotten about that song. Isn't that crazy? And do you see what I'm saying? You never know what can go viral. You just don't. And she was hoping to make a comeback appearance at an event hosted by Cousin Brucey this month of 2025, but she couldn't because her health was failing her. And let's see. She was 87 years old, and her very dear friend Ron Roberts released that information on the 17th. And she was recently in the hospital. So, very, very sad, given us a lot, and, just remembering Connie Francis at this time. Now, I had been reading little snippets here and there over the past several days that there's something going on, maybe, between Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham. Who knew? I mean, like, these two have just, went through it. And I guess there's something happening that is allowing fans to potentially think that, is there going to be a Fleetwood Mac reunion? Well, Stevie said she was never ever going to perform with Fleetwood Mac again after Christine McVie passed. So I don't know. I mean, to me, Stevie seems like a person who is very true to her word. And even though her and Lindsay may allegedly be reconnecting again, I just don't know if she's going to do that. I just don't see Stevie falling back. I don't see her doing a Motley Crue, saying something, "Oh, hey, we're never gonna perform again," and then they're performing again, kinda, really, sorta. I don't know, I just don't know if Stevie would do that. But this is from CNN.com. Let's see, they both posted song lyrics separately, and I did see that. I saw that on Lindsey Buckingham's page. It just said, "I'll meet you there." I saw that yesterday, and I guess Stevie posted first on her X page, formerly Twitter, and if you go forward, then sometime later, Lindsay posted, "I'll meet you there." Now, see, I didn't know about the Stevie Nicks part of it. I just saw Lindsay's part of it that was posted. "I'll meet you there." I'm like, "What the heck? What does that mean?" But Stevie posted before that, "And if you go forward." So, what does that mean? "And if you go forward, I'll meet you there." So clearly they collaborated on those 2 posts. And that is actually lyrics from a song called "Frozen Love" from their 1973 album, Buckingham Nicks. And remember, they were Buckingham Nicks before they officially joined Fleetwood Mac. And then Mick Fleetwood, I guess, referenced the same song on Wednesday in a video that he posted on Instagram showing him listening to the track saying, "It's all in the song. It's in the music that played on for so many years. It's magic then, magic now. What a thrill." So CNN reached out for comment. I don't know if anyone responded. And as we go down in this article, Stevie said, "But when Christine died, I felt like you can't replace her. When she died, I figured we really can't go any further with this. There's no reason to." Stevie did announce that she's working on a solo album. She's currently on tour. I don't know what's going on with her. You know what? Let's look. How's Billy Joel doing? Because he was supposed to be out there with Stevie Nicks. Let's see. Let's see. Billy Joel health. Let's put that in the search bar to make it more searchable. Billy Joel's a fighter. Okay. This is from the New York Post. Billy Joel is a fighter in wake of his brain disorder battle as new documentary connects the dots of his life. He's got that new documentary, Billy Joel and Life and Career of Billy Joel. Has interviews from a whole bunch of different people, including Christy Brinkley. But, like, how's he doing? We need to know how he's doing. Um, Not really sure. Gotta go down this article. Pretty intense what Billy Joel has been through in his life. Lots and lots of things. How's he doing? I just need to know how he's doing. Okay, so here we go. So in May, Joel revealed he's been diagnosed with normal pressure hydrocephalus, a disorder that happens when cerebrospinal fluid, CSF, builds up inside the skull and presses on the brain. Oh my gosh, that must be so painful, disrupting cognitive functioning. Oh my gosh. So, because of this health battle he's dealing with, he did not attend the premiere of Billy Joel and So It Goes in June at the Tribeca Film Festival. But his health issues did not affect them finish filming the documentary. And it seems like he's trying to recover. We don't really know much of anything else because that just came out 22 hours ago. So hopefully Billy is doing okay and hopefully, he will be able to perform again. We just don't know. And moving on, Neil Young, and he must have been so mad because I feel like Neil Young gets angry. Don't you? Is he still with Daryl Hannah? Let's look that up. I just Neil, are they still married? Were they married? Neil Young, Daryl Hannah. You just forget it. You really just do forget about these things. Are they still married? Are they still together? Um, Neil Young is married to actress Daryl Hannah. They began dating in 2014. They married in July of 2018. They allegedly bonded over their shared passion for environmental activism. So I guess they're still together. I feel like, she might be a little angry too. I don't know. I don't know Daryl Hannah, but I feel like Neil gets mad. Who knows? I don't know the guy. Rock legend's sound gets cut after he goes past show's deadline. I guess this happened in London. He's been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. That's how the article begins. And on Friday, last Friday, while Neil and his band were performing, they were at Hyde Park in London for the British Summertime Festival. Their sound was cut because he went past the 10:30 p.m. curfew. A lot of places have curfews. They do. I think if not all places have curfews because of the sound. But I don't know what Hyde Park looks like. However, I would imagine it's pretty big. I would imagine you don't have houses that close to it where they would be offended if somebody was playing past 10:30. But who knows? I mean, if you live near Hyde Park, Penny, let me know. The Mirror had reported that Neil was actually supposed to stop performing at 10:20 p.m., but he was still performing "Rockin' in the Free World," great song, at 10:32 p.m. when the sound was cut off. 2 minutes? Stop it. And I believe I have heard allegedly that some venues even will charge you by the moment if you go over the curfew time. Madonna had to pay out a bunch of fines supposedly when she did that because she was showing up late, like hours late, and then would go hours longer and then got in trouble and got fined for doing so, but they didn't cut her sound. Neil and his band were having a great time and would have kept on going, a source tells The Mirror. There were at least 3 false endings to the song before festival bosses decided enough was enough and faded the music down. Neil and the band looked a bit puzzled, but they are strict about these things, especially it's a royal park. Oh, excuse me. It's royal. We must not upset the royals. How much longer do you think we're gonna have a king and a queen? Be real. Be honest. Like, what do you think? Should we still even have a king and a queen? I feel like we're so past that. Like, it just shouldn't be a thing anymore. King and a queen. Come on. Just like, you know, king and queen of the prom. It was so disheartening because I knew I would never even I wouldn't even be in the court. I wouldn't even be the maintenance to clean up after the king, queen, and the court. I wouldn't even be the person who collected ticket stubs at the door so you could see the king, queen, and the court and the maintenance person picking up after the king, the queen, and the court. I wouldn't even be the person driving by the school where the prom was being held and the people were inside to see the king, the queen, the court, the maintenance person, and the ticket stub collector. I wouldn't be any of it because no one would allow me to. Terrible. See, and then you still think of these things and you're salty years later. No, I'm not salty. We used to have a radio guy named Salty Brian. My mom listened to him every single morning, WPRO AM 630. And she listened to him every single morning. And when Salty Brian came on the air and made the no school announcements, like that was the best part of my year. And I would just pray he was going to say Providence. Please, no school, Providence. And then when, your city wasn't called, my mother's like, get dressed. Go walk to school barefoot. No, she didn't do that. It was rough. I didn't take the bus. She didn't let me take the bus, but let me walk alone to school. Is that see, now I'm saying that out loud. That's insane, but she didn't want me taking the bus because she didn't want me on the bus for a long time. But yet I could have been abducted. I know this is terrible. Like I shouldn't even be saying, but it's true. It's so true. But I did take the bus in high school. I did. I took the bus, and then there was this creepy guy, and I just told my brother about it. He was so creepy. He would this is terrible, but he was nasty. Like, there was something creepy about this dude. He was like a milk truck driver or something, and my mom called the company, and I think I told you guys about this once. I'm not even getting into what he used to do. It wasn't, like, really bad, but it was bad enough for me to not forget it, and she's like, "This creepy guy is looking at my daughter every day when she gets on the bus." He never did it again. I will tell you that. He never did it again, and he was still working. Never even looked at me. So, that was good. Anyway, about Neil Young. It's like how I can just go off on a rant, I don't know. I can though. I can. Al goes, "How do you talk for that long of a period of time to yourself?" I'm like, "'Cause I can. I just unleash me. Unleash the beast." So Neil is supposed to perform at the Blossom Music Center in Cuyahoga Falls on August 15th. Where is Cuyahoga Falls? Where's that? Let's look that up because I don't know. I've never heard of it. Cuyahoga. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, Cuyahoga, ooga, Cuyahoga Falls. Here. Cuyahoga Falls. It's in Ohio. Ohio. How to pronounce Cuyahoga Falls? Cuyahoga. Kaya. I don't know if I was saying it right. Let's see. Ready? Ready? Can you see that? Cuyahoga. Cuyahoga. That could be a song. Cuyahoga. How you doing? Cuyahoga. Oh, hi. Oh, there's something there. I feel it. I feel like there's something going on. Anyway, Neil Young's Sound Good cut. I'm sure he was mad about it. And there you go. Hi to everybody. Thank you for joining at this last minute broadcast. I appreciate it very much. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I love you. The Rolling Stones had a lost guitar, man, for a long, long time. Long time. This is actually from consequence.net. This is crazy. So, T. Wilson had her guitar stolen too, actually, and they got returned. The Rolling Stones had a guitar that was stolen in the 70s and turned up at the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art. And like I just recorded this video that I'm going to be posting very, very soon, but I just can't. you're always gonna get caught. Like, people, when you steal something, don't steal anything because the universe knows all. It just does, and it's always gonna come back to you, especially nowadays with AI and just everything. So, a Les Paul guitar that was famously stolen from the Rolling Stones in the early '70s, they found it in a collection of guitars received by the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art. It was a 1959 Sunburst Gibson Les Paul Standard, which belonged to Rolling Stones guitarist Mick Taylor. He bought it from Keith Richards in 1967. Good year. And Keith Richards played it during the Stones' historic Ed Sullivan Show appearance in 1964, as well as by Taylor during their Altamont gig in 1969. And Jimmy Page and Eric Clapton were also known to have borrowed it and played it at one point. So this guitar is like heavy duty. It's got some feelings on it. You probably touch that thing and you get zapped with emotion. Sweet emotion. Sweet emotion. I love Steven Tyler, by the way. He looks so good. And girl, he lives in Massachusetts. I think he has a house in New Hampshire too. Like, Steven, hi. Invite me over. I would love to just chat with you because you are on my bucket list. If I saw you in a grocery store parking lot, which many people have, and he seems like a real chill dude, like, I would go up to him and say hello, but I honestly would like the opportunity, Mr. Tyler, to go to your home. I'm not a creep or anything, and just sit and chat with you because the life that you have led and the music that you have inspired all of us to love our entire lives is big. And you live like one state over. So I could just drive there and chat with you, and I bet we would be pals. I really do. So the guitar, they figured, it's gone. We're never going to see it again. And it was stolen during the Rolling Stones' Exile on Main Street sessions from 1972 at the Villa nel Cote mansion at Côte d'Azur. I don't know. I'm sure I hammered that. So it was a burglary that took place. And allegedly, it was the work of local drug dealers that Keith Richards allegedly owed money. Another spelling mistake. Do we see this, people? Friends? That Richards owned money. No, there should be no N right there. I could literally now take a few of my videos and just do spelling errors in articles all the time. That's why AI is great. Chat GPT is pretty good. I'm not going to lie, but you got to use spell check. Don't you, don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's free ride on your already paid. Alanis Morissette, what a cool chick she is. And people are just like loving Alanis Morissette. Where you been, Alanis? We love you. She's back now. So I guess they stole 9 guitars plus Bill Wyman's bass and Bobby Key's saxophone. So he must have owed a crap ton of money, Keith. What you doing? So the business manager of Mick Taylor, Marley's Damning, confirmed to Page 6 that the missing Les Paul is among the 500 guitars in the collection acquired by the Met. That's the Met where people dress up weird and go to the gala. So how did that all start anyway? How did people figure out that they need to dress strangely and oddly to attend the Met Gala? Is it because it's an art thing? So they have to be creative and, be as crazy fashionable as possible? I don't know. You tell me in the comments. There are numerous photos of Mick Taylor playing this Les Paul as it was his main guitar until it disappeared, said Dremming. The interesting thing about these vintage Les Pauls is that they are renowned for their flaming, which is unique like a fingerprint. What's flaming? What's flaming? What is flaming? Oh, the guitar's unique flaming body pattern. So it must be carved in a specific way. It's probably like a snowflake. Like there's no two that are the same. I don't know. Maybe. Taylor says he never received compensation for the theft and is mystified as to how his property found its way into the Met's collection. I would like to know as well. I think we all would. So in May, the Met announced a landmark gift of more than 500 of the finest guitars from the golden age of American guitar making. And they even, kind of teased the question, a 1959 Sunburst Les Paul guitar used by Keith Richards during the Rolling Stones' first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1964. So here's the thing that comes to mind before reading on any more of this article. If they knew that this guitar was that guitar, then they would know that it was a stolen guitar, right? And they would perhaps call the police. "Excuse me, police. I think we have a guitar that was stolen decades ago from the Rolling Stones. Maybe you're gonna come and take a look at it, yeah?" They didn't call anybody. You need to call someone. However, they put this out here, so, like, they knew it was a stolen guitar. I don't like that. I don't like that. They should. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Penny McGuire, there you are. So Penny's talking about the curfew. The 10:30 Hyde Park is outrageous, probably down to the awful, really awful mayor. That's from Penny. So Penny, you guys have a mayor, right? In the UK? Interesting. Hey Maureen, what's up, girl? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Yeah. I love Steven Tyler. I can't. So moving on, Jaws turned 50, which is that not nuts? Mm, 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 mm. The movie that scared the bejesus out of everybody back in the day. And then if you were to watch it now, you'd be like, "Oh my gosh, we were scared by that. Stop it." I guess even the mechanicals on the pretend shark were so bad that they couldn't even film it anymore because it wasn't working properly. They just had to stop. Like, they just did scenes like you would think the shark was there, but the shark really wasn't there because it failed. Isn't that great? This is from the New York Post. And this is so sad. So let me share this because you got to see poor Richard Dreyfuss. Poor Richard Dreyfuss. Jaws star Richard Dreyfuss, who's 77, reveals grim diagnosis as he drops out of Shark Con. "I'm in a lot of pain." Let me go ahead and see if I can make sure you guys are watching this. I'll unmute it. All right, let's play this. Don't know how much I'm going to play. Let's go ahead and do
Viral, what is it?
Bronchitis.
Been diagnosed with viral bronchitis.
that.
And I've been told by my doctor I cannot fly, and I would have to fly 5 hours to get there. I'm terribly sorry because I had planned to be there and had been looking forward to it, but I'm unable to do so. I don't want to get anyone else sick, and I don't want to get sicker myself. I feel terrible about not showing up, and I feel worse about exposing you to this apparently very viral illness.
Oh, that's sad. That's really, really sad. And it's even more sad when an event like that, a historic event comes up like this, Jaws 50th anniversary. So let's see. He shared this on his Instagram page. We just saw a little bit of it. And his wife, Svet, here and there. He's got bronchitis. If you've ever had bronchitis, it's the worst thing because it just makes you exhausted and it can be very contagious. So poor Richard, clearly he was upset about it as well. And of course, his health comes first. But Jaws 50th anniversary, I tried watching it on demand or something like that. And you got to pay for it. I just don't want to. I'll find it for free because I just feel like I need to watch it again and figure out why I was so scared of this movie back in the day. And I'm sure when you think, you go back and you think about movies we watch. Remember the movie Carrie with Sissy Spacek? That was scary. That was a flipping scary, scary movie. What's the other one? Oh gosh, Linda Blair, help me. The Exorcist. She's flying in her bed. Dude, that was frightening. And that from 1974? I don't know, but that scared the living daylights out of me. But you still watched it with you know, y you still watched it because you felt like you needed to. Sebastian Bach, we love Sebastian Bach, right? The guy's a riot from Skid Row. Formerly of Skid Row, I'm so sorry. Sebastian Bach, formerly of Skid Row. If you don't watch him on social media, he's just a hoot. He said that there's a secret to staying young, and I think I closed out on my tab, but let's go ahead and see what he says the real secret is to staying young. Now, Sebastian is 57, and I think his wife is much younger than him, but let's see. Said that it all comes down to a killer guitar riff and a microphone in his hand. Well, I can't do that. I mean, I have the microphone, but I can't do a guitar riff. This is what Sebastian said. He talked to someone at Blabbermouth and said, "I don't know what it is about music, but it definitely keeps you young." I have to agree with that. And he said, "In some weird way. I don't understand why or how, but when I look at Angus Young on stage with AC/DC in 2025 and he's banging his head, or I look at Mick Jagger who's in his 80s, right? And he's running out there and he's so skinny and he's doing all this Mick Jagger stuff. I don't know what it is, but there is something about rock music. It keeps you young. And I have to say that I agree with you, Sebastian." He went on to say, "I don't know what the hell it is, but when I listen to an old album like Rose Tattoos, Rock and Roll Outlaw, or Rush, or any music I listened to as a kid, it makes me feel the same way as I felt when I was a kid, like we were just talking about the Jaws movie. I don't know what the F it is, but that's the title, Child Within the Man, Rock and Roll Makes Me Feel Like a Child." And he goes on, if you want to check out that interview, that's on Blabbermouth. But he's so right. And a lot of, the times we talk about this is the majority of what I talk about here is music news. I mean, we do some entertainment news, things that are happening around the world occasionally, but mostly we talk about music here. And it's so true. I am really, really, truly at heart 70s, 80s, some 90s, some 2000s, and a smattering of current music. But I listen to the music from when I was a kid. And it's true. Every time I listen to Journey, Foreigner, Boston, you really can't explain it. It just is a good feeling, and it can make any crappy day into a really good day. It just it just does. It's so it is, it's so good. So I found this little clip of Sebastian from 1991. I thought it'd be kind of fun to play it because I love Sebastian. I think he's pretty cool. So here we go.
When did you start getting into bands? I mean, do you remember when your first band was?
Yeah, I was at private school. I was singing in the shower one day, and I was singing a police song called "Walking on the Moon."
Mm-hmm.
And
in the shower. Okay.
yeah, one of my buddies heard me, and he said, "Why don't you sing for our band?" And I go, "I've never sang, in front of, people like rock and roll before,
Yeah.
And I did it, and suddenly, the tall, geeky, greasy, pimple-faced guy that nobody wanted to talk to suddenly had tons of friends.
Look how pretty he
I
was.
said, "Hey,
It's a miracle
yeah."
that you bought this idea. Of
Oh,
the
as soon
band,
as I did,
obviously.
as soon as I did that, I knew that's what I wanted to do. We used to play bars and stuff. Nobody would sign us up there because Canada doesn't really sign like heavy metal bands. But so I quit that band, and then when I was 16, I moved to Detroit. Real nice town.
Which must have been very different. How long did you stay in Detroit?
I got out of there pretty quick. Yeah, and I said, if that's what America's like, I don't,
Yeah.
But then I met these guys, and it was very cool.
Were you supporting yourself all along?
Yeah, I was singing beer commercials in Toronto at Sounds Interchange, the studio.
What kind of beer were you promoting?
Schooner beer. It's a Canadian one. Sounds Schooner, eh? Can I have a beer? I gotta go out. I gotta go. But I used to do that. I thought I was like, had a real good thing going there. Singing beer commercials, getting paid for it.
Good bucks, right?
Yeah, you do get paid quite a bit doing that.
So did you guys know that Sebastian Bach did beer commercials? There's my what I learned new today tidbit. Oh my gosh. Now, Ozzy Osborne, that was it. Back to the beginning. He's gone back to the beginning, and the 9-hour charity concert ended up becoming the highest grossing charity concert ever. Not Live Aid, not Farm Aid, not anything aid. Ozzy's concert did it, made history. And this is from Billboard. Ozzy Osborne and Black Sabbath's final show is the highest grossing charity concert of all time. The July 5th Back to the Beginning show raised more than $190 million for 3 charities, surpassing the amount raised by Fire Aid and Farm Aid combined. I didn't even know there was a Fire Aid. I'm thinking Live Aid. Wow. Craziness. So back in 1971, George Harrison and Ravi Shankar, they did a concert for Bangladesh. And I guess that's when the idea of a charity concert all began. That's, according to this article. And Ozzy's event, Sharon put this all together to make sure her husband went on stage one final time because he's been saying it for the past several years. He wanted to do one last show, and he had tours scheduled and booked and had to give refunds because he just couldn't do it. And he kept coming out with these statements saying, "Man, I love my fans and I just want to get out there again." Sharon made that happen for her husband. And this 9-hour event, he got through it. He did it. So many people, just star-studded. And that Youngblood dude, oh my gosh, he's beautiful. No? A? Like, where did he come from? He's crazy. He was great. And she still, from what I understand, I've been looking, she still hasn't come out and said who the band was that she nixed before the show started because their manager wanted to turn it into a money-making event for the band. So I still don't know who that band is. People have speculated Motley Crue. I don't know because Nikki Sixx came out and made a statement that they couldn't do it because of health reasons. So we still really don't know. If you know, put it in the comments if you read anything, because I don't know if she said, maybe she's not going to say anything now, but it's Sharon. She's not shy. So the event will donate about $190 million to charity. And that was on an Instagram post from the event's musical director, Tom Morello. The concert was watched by about 40,000 people and 5.8 million people online. And the funds will get distributed equally to Birmingham Children's Hospital, Acorn Children's Hospice, and Cure Parkinson's, an organization that is dedicated to finding a cure for the disease that Ozzy has lived with since 2019. But it is unclear yet what the final donation to each charity will be. And each charity has said that they were able to raise tens of thousands of pounds in addition to the donations by raffling off tickets to the show, auctioning off art, photographs, things that were donated by Black Sabbath, and also through individual contributions from fans while the concert was streaming. So that number, I'm guessing, will go up. And this article says that it's impossible to fact check so soon after the event, while that figure could surpass the amount raised by many of the highest profile charity concerts of all time. So this could just be blowing its own self out of the water still. And that's pretty amazing. So Sharon and Ozzy did a great thing for Ozzy's final show. God bless him, and he did a great thing, him and Sharon. And say what you want about Sharon, I think she's a cool lady. I think that, like I said, just the fact that she was able to put this together with, I'm sure, the help of many, many people, but and do this for her husband says a lot, no matter what, past and all of that. It says a lot about her as a person. Maureen said, Steven Tyler is so down to earth, so passionate with music, and loves his fans. And a street singer was singing Don't Want to Miss a Thing. And Steven was there, went up and joined in to sing his song with the singer. I would have died. Just saying. Now, no, I would be cool, calm, and collected, Steven Tyler. I'd be cool. You just imagine. Steven Tyler, Stevie Nicks, Steve Perry, my three Steves with an E. That's who I want to talk to before I leave this planet. And hopefully, hopefully it all happens. I keep putting it out into the universe, so we'll see. So guys, on this day, July 18th of the year, what year were we? Oh, shoot. 1979. I'm like, I forgot. It happens. We're, the brain thing. It just is what it is. Let me go ahead and share my screen because this is what I do. This is what we were listening to radio on this day in 1979. Remember this song by Elton John at number 10, Mama Can't Buy You Love. Mama don't love, Mama don't love you, Dad. Mama can't buy you love. Mama don't love you? Daddy don't love you? That's terrible as I'm saying that. That can't be the lyrics. Mama can't buy you love. Well, anyway, that's Elton John was at number 10. And radio, was that Ray Parker Jr.? Was that him at number 9? Oh, you can't change that. No, no. You change the color of your hair. That was at number 9. At number 8, Devil Went Down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in mind, he was way behind, willing to make a deal. Well, Devil Went Down to Georgia by the Charlie Daniels Band was at number 8. You can ring my bell, ring-a-ling-a-ling by Anita Ward, Ring My Bell at number 7. At number 6, When You're in Love with the Beautiful Woman, it's hard, it gets so hard. Yeah, it's so hard to be in love with a beautiful anything, right? That was at number 6, Dr. Hook, the lead Dr. Hook. Number 5, after the love is gone, what used to be right is wrong. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Now that's a group that makes me so happy. I got to tell you. After the Love is Gone at number 5. So I'm not going to my high school reunion. I'm just not doing it. I don't want to. And my best friend's not going either. However, the night before, 2 nights before or something, we get to take a walk through the high school. And from what I understand, it's really different. Like I think most of it has been completely changed. Well, I graduated in 1985. I did. And they still have up though, which I think is the coolest thing ever. Someone back in the day painted a mural of Earth, Wind, and Fire in the tunnel of our school, Classical High School in Providence, Rhode Island. And even though they painted around it, they kept that mural. So I cannot wait to go take a picture in front of that mural because I loved that mural. I loved Earth, Wind, and Fire. I still do. But that just, again, talk about, Sebastian talking about music just bringing you back to a time. That's one of my times. And I just can't wait to go and see that. Isn't that silly? But I can't wait to see the mural and take a picture with it. It's just so nuts. And I'm so excited they kept it. So I would love to thank the Academy and whoever decided to keep one of the murals from, I don't know, 1975 or something. It was put up there. Anyway. At number 4, Bad Girls. Talking about the sad girls. Yeah. Sad girls. Talking about bad girls. Yeah. Donna Summer, love her. The late and great Donna Summer, Bad Girls at number 4. At number 3, I'm not even going to attempt to sing the main event, but I can hear it in my head. Barbra Streisand, the main event. I mean, like her voice, please help me, Jesus. Barbra Streisand at number 3 with the main event because that was like a movie, right? At number 2, woo, my Sharona. I saw the Knack at the Warwick Musical Theater, lovingly known as the Tent in Warwick, Rhode Island, back in like 1980, 91-ish. Joan Jett was there. I will never forget that show. There was like no one there. It was my friend Jane and I, and it was empty. It was a show put on by a local radio station, and they're just looking at us, and I didn't even know what to do. I'm like, "Hey, hi," and they were waving. Joan Jett was looking right at us. I'm like, "Hi," like a dummy. I was so shy. He's so shy. Pointer Sisters. Yeah, it was crazy, but I got to see the Knack then. At number 1, here we go. Gonna scroll. On this day in 1979, this was number 1 on our radio station. Good times. Come on now. These are some good times. Leave your cares behind. Come on now. These are some good times. Chic. Nile Rodgers. The amazing Nile Rodgers put together Chic. He's such a genius, by the way. So these are all the top 10 songs we were listening to on our radios this in 1979. I can't even. I can't. I can't. It was just the best. How do I do? Oh my God, I forgot how to do a heart. Well, I got to put a heart here. Hold on. Let me put a heart in the chat because I always put hearts in 100%. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Listen to our free online radio station, Kiki.fm. I hope you have a fantabulous weekend. And remember, each and every one of you, I love you, love you, love you. And I will see you soon, baby. Bye, guys. Bye.